Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for making it. So today's topic is going to be the future of resource management in F&O. My name is Russell Hercules. I'm one of the program managers for the project operations team. So I work across customer engagement with PSA and projects in FinOps. So what we're going to cover briefly is, with our 20-minute presentation today, is really around the background of why we're doing this and what we hope to gain from as an organization and what we hope to provide to our customers. I'll share with you a little bit around the scope of this project. This is one of the earlier investments you'll see in the 2 days you're here. This is not very mature. We are still going to launch it in the fall time frame, but it's very early days. So what you'll see is very conceptual. I'll try to provide a little bit of a demo. It looks like my environment's not up and running, but I have a video I'll be able to share to give you an idea of how it's going to function, and then we'll talk through some other scenarios. And then I really want to provide, hopefully at the end, a couple minutes to answer some questions about the future vision. So first off, so I can get a feel for who's here, how many of you are active F&O customers? Raise your hands if you are. All right. How many of you are actually using resource management in F&O today? Okay. And hopefully, how many of you are familiar with URS, Universal Resource Scheduling, which is on the customer engagement platform? Anyone? You are? Okay, good. Then you can take over. All right. All right. So why are we taking this step to invest in resource management the way we are? Primary motivation. We've heard the feedback in resource management that the capabilities are there, but the performance is not. And we want to help address that. We recognize that for the scale of customers that F&O supports, you could have thousands of resources, hundreds of projects. It needs to be responsive when retrieving resources and when making the associated assignments and bookings. So one of the challenges we hope to overcome is make that performance more enjoyable for our customers so that they'll be more compelled to get more adoption from that area. The second reason we're doing this is as a whole, the BAG organization is trying to make sure that there's no duplication in investment. Over the years, many tools have developed concurrent capabilities, which has confused the market a little bit, has stretched the investments, not allow us to focus. But what we're trying to do is recognize where are we best, which teams are doing it the right way, and let's just double down on those investments. To that end, the team that owns Universal Resource Scheduling has a dedicated roadmap, and they're focused, and we believe that that's the right bet for the resource management experience. And lastly, you would hear James talk a lot about having that one universal platform where all data resides in the CDS. This is important. This provides all the extensibility scenarios that are important to customers outside F&O. And we think this is one of the key steps to getting a major workload within F&O into CDS. So part of this is to demonstrate that capability as we execute this integration. So URS as a platform, we think this is the premier tool that we're going to use for resource management. This team has demonstrated success with integrating URS into field service, one of our first-party apps on customer engagement, PSA, another first-party app on customer engagement, and we think also in F&O the path will be the same, where the foundational elements of a customizable UI, something that is performant and highly scalable, and with a UI that we believe is more intuitive and more focused to the needs of a resource manager in both central scenarios where you're requesting resources and having them fulfilled by a resource manager, or by project managers who not only book and fulfill on their own. We think that this team also has the benefit of a clear roadmap. This is a dedicated engineering team and PM team who have been looking across multiple scenarios for resource management. So they understand the market, and I've seen some future indications of what they're going to be doing, and it's very exciting. And whatever they do will ultimately accrue to what we're going to be doing in resource management. So we think there's going to be a win here for us big time. So This is going to be a multi-release endeavor, and in the fall, what we're going to start with is providing scenarios where we're going to enable resources to be able to be booked to projects. We're going to support booking against the task grid, booking in the project team grid scenario, and the central PM request fulfilled by a resource manager. So this is in the vein of the core functionality of resource management. We will also endeavor to support some extensibility, namely around the characteristics. So if you have specified skills or proficiencies related to a resource requirement, we want to reflect that automatically in the board without having a support engineer or an ISV or in-house team support that customization in a separate UI. We want to make that as seamless. That's a goal for us. In the future, what we want to do is we recognize that we've got customers who already have URS and they're utilizing it in other orgs, and they have other notions of resource management. We want to bring that into an existing org. At launch, we will be supporting a clean org that will only be related to the F&O resources. But imagine an organization that has resources not just doing capital projects, but doing internal work, maybe doing manufacturing, but maybe those resources work across those teams. The vision is to have one dedicated instance where you can recognize where all resources, whether they be internal or external, are executing work. And this integration should support that scenario as long as the customer has made the investment to keep and maintain those resources in one dedicated customer engagement org. We'll also want to support advanced extensibility scenarios. So right now, as I mentioned on the prior slide, we're laser focused on the core scenarios where RM was deployed in F&O. So discretely where you go to a task and you define a resource requirement and you book, those flows are all supported. But if a customer custom built a resource management flow for them, they built a custom form with custom lookups that pull resources, at launch we wouldn't support that type of scenario, but we have to get there over time. So that'll be something that we'd focus on in the future. And then lastly, and really this is probably not a future investment, but something near term, is around performance for the existing customers. So even without making any investments in URS, we recognize that there's still performance enhancements that we need to undergo, and we're committed to doing so around the existing schema, so that our customers can get the optimal experience that they're entitled to. So now I'm going to flip to a very, very brief video. It's going to be super fast, so you can have some ideas in terms of what we're talking about. Give me 1 second. In 1 second, I got to duplicate my screen. All right, there we go. So what you're seeing is the existing flow for a project. As a project is created, resources can be assigned via a role on a project. And what we're looking at is the existing schedule board. Some challenges we've experienced here is just at this point, this board is difficult to load at times given certain scenarios. Not all, but some instances we've seen some performance challenges. But what you'll notice in this experience is what is not readily exposed to the customer or the characteristics of the requirement in a way where they're easily editable and easy to refine, so you can better narrow a list of hundreds to 5 or 6. Right? So now I'm going to jump ahead a little bit and give you an idea of what we're going to do in our new tool. So I'll create a project. I'll apply a template. And at this point, what we want to do is generate our requirement. So let me pause there for a second. So what you see here is the support for URS. So rather than loading the old board, what we're going to load is URS in the environment. What we've done here is we have a dual write integration between URS. So actually what we're retrieving here from a resource and a requirement perspective is based upon the CDS platform. So what we think is we're going to get some benefits because the schema is optimized to return these results. This is often used in a field service scenario where you could have hundreds of bookings, hundreds of requirements, thousands of resources. So it's supposed to perform quickly. So what we're hoping to do is leverage that capability using dual write to make sure that we can retrieve resources quickly. What we really like about this experience is if you'll notice, compared to the other experience, real time you've got on the left hand side everything you need to refine those requests. So it's not just people, but it's the characteristics of those resources to be optimized based on your business. What you can also see is that we also provide the ability for our resources to have an understanding, or the resource manager to have an understanding of what the resources are doing. So right here, we have an indication of a requirement that's already been booked for that resource, so we know that they're busy. And so we always have that context as we're looking at this board. It's a little bit more transparent. So I'm going to show another example, pretty much the same thing. The only difference is in this scenario, I've specified I want a software engineer to be booked. So part of this experience is that we're going to not only be able to specify start and end and effort, but we'll also be able to refine based upon role. So make sure that the right filters only return who we want. So we're only going to get our software developer. We'll also be able to book based on any characteristics here. So bear in mind, what we can book will extend not just beyond any employees, but theoretically any entity, right? So we can support things like contacts and companies. We can book equipment. All these scenarios are going to be supported. And as far as extending this as well, the thing to keep in mind is right now our requirements are based in the context of a project. But the beauty of URS is anything can become a requirement. So that opens up the world of possibilities for how these resources can be scheduled. So yes, we're going to be passing in projects because that's our context. But as an organization, if you have other entities that you wish to book, they'll also be represented on the board. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to kind of share with you, like I said, this is very early. Can you see the screen still? Okay. What I wanted to share with you is just give you a little bit more in-depth view of the schedule board. So what we're looking at is a live environment. So this is an example of me trying to fulfill a specific requirement. So this is one project in which I'm seeking a civil engineer. And I've got a list of resources that are in this org. But I want to refine this to get a little closer to find exactly who I'm looking for. So what I might do is start to look for my role, civil engineer, and as I search, I should refine and get down to the team. Looks like it would be a bad idea to book Abraham, so probably I want to book Alexander. But The other thing I might be looking at is, do I want someone with project management experience? Oh. There we go. All right, and I can refine. Now, what is really good about this is highly extensible. So the characteristics, not just in terms of the skill, but also proficiency can also be mapped into this. And this is unlimited capabilities from a resource perspective. The business challenge we have to figure out is that there's a certain way to refine skills and characteristics in F&O. And we want to try to make it transparent to the user so that it does not have to be redone in URS. So the ideal scope is that we can integrate the characteristics and they will not only be reflected at an entity level, but will also be reflected in the UI from the filter. So we can really try to avoid some rework for our ISVs and our existing customers. What we like about this board, let's take away some of these filters for a second. Is the ability to not only filter by timescale and move for timescale, but also have the ability to sort your records by any criteria that you wanted. So if I needed to sort by ratings, total time available, or name, I have that capability. If I needed to change my views, I have that as an option as well. So it just depends in the context. So imagine, like I said before, this scales for field work in terms of things that are going to be intraday to things that could be multiple months or years engagement. It's pretty flexible like that. So you can imagine that it's a good fit when you have a mix of requirements. So sometimes I demonstrate this to customers. I'll show a resource that does multi-day or multi-hour work, but at the same time might be engaged in something long-term. These views support both. We have an accessibility mode. We've got some settings we can also adjust. So these all serve to refine the experience for the resource manager and the specific persona. We recognize that no two resource managers are going to be the same, so this is relatively flexible in that respect. Huh? No. The other thing I wanted to share with you is that what this tool will be able to do from a schedule perspective is, for the resource manager, you're also going to be able to customize views. So as a resource manager, you will be able to change what your UI looks like depending on your scenarios, and you'll be able to save those views. So this goes from whether or not you want the map pane, whether or not you want to define the web resource that you're mapped to, colors, representation of booking, whether full or overbooked, how you want to search, and other settings. And this can all be, there's n number of views available. This is all going to be configurable. So basically all this investment that the URS team has already done, once we're able to fully integrate it, this is not a wheel we have to reinvent. This is a solved problem, and we believe we've got some value to add in that front. All right. So with the remaining time, I'd like to open it up to questions, any concerns. Like I said, this is very early, so you're looking at something that's not mature, but hopefully we'll be ready in the fall time frame so I can remain employed. All right, go ahead. Pardon me? General availability? What's the context? Oh, yes, we do. Yes. So what we're going to do, this is a very tough synchronization question. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to be able to synchronize our work hour templates. So from a CE perspective, you have work hour templates which define days of the week, hours in each day, and then the effectivity of those days. So we have to map the associated entities at F&O into those records to make sure that whatever's reflected as a resource accurately shows their availability. But yes, that is a requirement here. Any other questions? Oh, okay, so what I'm going to do for you is, since it's a video, what I'm going to do is probably take a couple screenshots of the slides. I'll update the deck to show a little bit more of what we talked about, and it'll be available for you in a day or so. Really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining.